Taylor Swift reportedly is about to get married in Rhode Island.
I don't know about that. I think that she gave Rhode Island a pass, but I hope so.
Taylor Swift just quietly killed the biggest wedding rumor of the entire year, and the way it fell apart tells you everything about how this couple operates. For months, the story was treated as basically settled. The most watched wedding on the planet was supposedly happening in Rhode Island. The date floated around as June 13th at a stunning oceanfront resort in the same little coastal town where Taylor owns a famous seaside estate. It had her lucky number written all over it. It had the dreamy New England backdrop. It had everything a fairy tale wedding was supposed to have. And now, weeks before it was all supposed to happen, sources say it is reportedly not happening there at all. Here's what reportedly went down. Word has emerged that the bride has reportedly passed on Rhode Island entirely. The seaside resort wedding that the whole internet had penciled in is reportedly off the table, and the most telling part is what is happening in that little coastal town itself. Because if the most famous couple in the world were about to descend on a small beach community with hundreds of guests, private security, road closures, and a media circus, the local authorities would reportedly be deep in the planning by now. Instead, the people who would absolutely have to know reportedly say they have no information about any wedding taking place there. No permits buzzing through. No road closure chatter. Nothing. For a town that small, silence like that speaks volumes. A wedding this size cannot hide in a place that tiny. So the absence of any footprint is reportedly the loudest clue of all that the Rhode Island chapter is closed. So where is it actually happening? All signs now reportedly point to New York City on the 3rd of July, and the rumored location is the part that makes this so perfectly, unmistakably Taylor. The ceremony is reportedly set to take place not in a grand hotel, not in a botanical garden, not in some sprawling estate, but inside her own apartment. And before you picture a cramped little flat, understand the scale of what she has reportedly built. Sources say Taylor quietly purchased multiple apartments in the same downtown building over the years and combined them into one massive private compound. It is more than large enough to host the people who matter most.
So I got a prediction where it is, I don't know. I think it's going to be at her penthouse, at her apartment, which is how Beyonce and Jay-Z got married. They didn't do it at a venue, they did it at the apartment.
Something
they can
private and controlled.
Yeah.
The plan reportedly involves cordoning off a street in the heart of the city, turning her own home turf into the most secure, most private, most personal wedding venue imaginable. Think about how clever that actually is. A resort can be scouted. A hotel has staff, vendors, and 100 ways for details to slip out. But her own home, a space she controls completely, with a street she can lock down, that is a fortress. And it fits everything else this couple has reportedly been doing to guard this day. The Rhode Island rumor was never confirmed by them. It was speculation that took on a life of its own. And, whether by accident or by design, letting the world obsess over the wrong location for months may have been the smartest misdirection of all. So here is everything else swirling around this wedding right now, because the location flip is just one move in a much larger operation. Start with the invitations, which reportedly stopped being invitations entirely. There is reportedly no elegant stack of engraved cards going out in the mail, because mailed details can be photographed and leaked. Instead, Taylor is reportedly calling guests personally, one by one, delivering the date and the city by voice, and then stopping right there. People are reportedly being told to keep their summer open and simply wait, with the exact location revealed only when the moment arrives.
She is not actually sending out save the dates. Instead, guys, she is actually calling people and telling them, hey, keep this date.
People have started calling it a ghost wedding because even the invited guests do not fully know where they are going. And it reportedly goes a step further. There are rumors that some of the save the date details that did circulate contain deliberately false information. They were planted specifically to throw off the public and confuse anyone trying to piece the day together. If true, it means the Rhode Island confusion may have been part of the plan all along. That same instinct reportedly shaped the guest list, which keeps shrinking in ways that keep making headlines. Sources describe Taylor approaching the list with a very specific philosophy, reportedly keeping only the people she truly hopes will remain in her life forever. It sounds beautiful until you realize what it means in practice. Names that were once untouchable are reportedly being left off. The newest and most surprising cut involves actor Miles Teller and his wife, model Cooley, longtime friends of both Taylor and Travis, who are now reportedly unlikely to attend after a quiet falling out.
You and Kelly maybe be attending the wedding?
You know, I don't know. That is going to be, I imagine, one impressive wedding. But yeah, just very happy for them. I've known, Trav for a while too, and yeah, I think they're having a blast. That's the point.
One source described it as a sad time, with the rift reportedly tied to the two women simply growing apart over different lifestyles. They reportedly join other once close names like Carly Kloss and Blake Lively, who are also reportedly being left off the list.
Gossip Girl alum may not get an invite to her once close friend Taylor Swift's upcoming wedding to Travis Kelce.
We all know the trial for Blake and Justin is starting on May 18th. A month later would be June 13th. So this wedding date would happen during what people assume will be the Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds trial. The fact that she's going to set and potentially have a wedding during that period, pretty telling.
And the friends who did make the cut are reportedly not without their own drama. The most coveted role of all, maid of honor, has reportedly become a quiet competition among Taylor's famous circle. Sue Lee Nug Gomez is widely seen as the frontrunner thanks to a friendship stretching back more than 15 years. There is also reportedly tension over a strict no+1 policy, with one invitee so frustrated about having to attend solo that she has reportedly considered boycotting the wedding altogether.
Some guests have suggested that they have not been invited alongside a partner, and they are livid.
Well, the whole +1 thing is a little bit tricky. I would suggest that it comes more into play if the bride and groom are struggling a bit for money and they want to keep the numbers down.
The seating chart reportedly carries its own intrigue too, with one report claiming Travis is biting his lip over the fact that one famous guest is bringing an even more famous musician as her date. Now, while the guest list shrinks, the control over every other detail reportedly reaches almost unbelievable levels. Anna Wintour, the most powerful figure in all of fashion, reportedly offered to help plan the wedding, and Taylor reportedly turned her down, choosing to run the entire day herself in the name of authenticity over spectacle. The same guarding reportedly applies to the dress, with reports of 6 gowns commissioned from multiple designers. Several of them are deliberate decoys, and every designer is locked behind a non-disclosure agreement so that a single leak could be traced to its exact source. 6 gowns just to protect one walk down the aisle. Even the pre-wedding celebrations are reportedly being treated like major productions. Taylor has reportedly set a budget of $10 million for Travis's bachelor party, a relaxed island getaway built around golf with his brother and his quarterback. Her own plans reportedly involve multiple bachelorette trips across several of her favorite destinations alongside her closest friends. And in the middle of guarding every secret she has, Taylor still found a way to remind the world she is working. A brand new original song tied to one of the biggest family films of the summer is set to arrive in just a couple of days. Only she could lock down her personal life like a vault and still drop fresh music that sends the entire fan base into a frenzy. The money side of the wedding is its own quiet storyline. Sources say a prenuptial agreement is almost certainly being finalized before the ceremony. The most interesting part is reportedly not what goes in it, but where it gets signed, with some locations offering far stronger protections than others. The people advising her reportedly understand that difference down to the last clause, treating the paperwork as careful planning rather than any sign of doubt. There is also the report that the shrinking is not just about the guest list, but about her whole world. Sources say Taylor has reportedly been spending less and less time with friends in general, growing increasingly focused on Travis. One insider described her world as having gotten much smaller with him right at the center of it. The two of them reportedly would rather have a quiet dinner for two than attend a celebrity-packed party almost every time. It sounds like a love song until you remember that a smaller world is exactly what a person builds when they have decided they only want people in it they can completely trust. Travis, meanwhile, keeps making headlines of his own. He reportedly bought a minority stake in his hometown baseball team, calling himself a kid from the Heights living the dream. That set off jokes online that the bride was quietly funding the whole thing.
Skull Guards, baby! It's a dream come true for a Cleveland kid. Any Cleveland kid would be through the roof right now, and I'm happy to be the honorable one to get to do it for us, man.
And at a recent playoff game, sitting courtside beside Taylor, he reportedly pulled off a beer chug so enthusiastic that his own brother roasted him for it on their podcast, teasing him for having no class while the crowd ate it up.
The internet would beg to differ, you classless. You're a role model, Travis. You cannot be out there chugging beers in public.
I'll chug this accelerator right now. It was a classy chug, Jason. All right, didn't spill one drop. Didn't crush the can. I'm on the hardwood floor at an NBA game. Could have got messy. It was a smooth, classy chug to get the people going.
Even the music world keeps circling back to her, with one of the biggest names in hip-hop reportedly slipping a friendship bracelet tribute tied to her tour and a lyric naming her into his latest release. So here is the bottom line. The Rhode Island wedding is reportedly off, with the bride reportedly passing on the seaside town and the local authorities there reportedly saying they have no information about any ceremony taking place. All signs now reportedly point to the 3rd of July in New York City. Reportedly inside Taylor's own combined apartment compound with a downtown street likely cordoned off. There are reportedly no mailed invitations, just personal phone calls, with rumors that some circulated details were deliberately fake. The guest list keeps shrinking, with Miles and Cooley Teller now reportedly cut after a falling out alongside Carly Kloss and Blake Lively. Soli No Gomez is the reported frontrunner for Maid of Honor. A no-plus-one rule reportedly sparked a boycott threat, and Taylor reportedly turned down Anna Wintour while commissioning 6 gowns with several decoys. The bachelor party reportedly has a $10 million budget. A new song arrives in days. The prenup is reportedly being finalized, and Travis bought a stake in his hometown team while a hip-hop heavyweight tucked a tribute to her into his music. 30 days until the 3rd of July. The seaside fairy tale everyone imagined is reportedly gone. The real plan is reportedly hiding in plain sight, inside the one place she controls completely. And the more you look at how this wedding has come together, the clearer the pattern becomes. Every rumor, every misdirection, every locked door has reportedly served the same single purpose, to make sure that when the most famous woman on the planet finally says "I do," the only people watching are the ones she chose to be there. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.